Yo, what up guys, and welcome back towards this new video here on the channel. Over last night, Bitcoin moved up pretty significantly, and right now I want to be discussing about where I do think this market is heading towards, and what basically my price targets are for the imminent short term on Bitcoin, and of course, what I do see on these higher time frames. So, without any further ado, let's jump in towards the video, smash up the like button, subscribe, and yeah, let's dive in towards it. So, what we can currently see here is that on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, it has been, first of all, been pretty interesting, right? So we have been coming down and we have been looking on the channel towards this downward sloping trend line, of course, like you can see over here, right? So we formed this downward sloping trend line and we did flip it into support over here. Previous resistance coming all the way down here, flipping into support after such a successful retest, and right now we are starting to see the market bounce back towards these higher regions. As well, do know that Bitcoin has been creating this W reversal scenario on the weekly time frame. So what you can see over here, we formed a low, we formed a higher low in the market, and we formed a horizontal neckline. Of course, this candle on the weekly time frame where we're currently trading on can potentially still flip into the green here. And I will be saying, if this candle on the weekly time frame does flip in towards the green, so we're going to create a wick on the lower side and we're going to hold that green box of support, next week is going to be lit. Next week is going to be on fire, because that is showing that, first of all, we cleared the sell orders on the lower side, and it is also showing that we are still holding on towards that 42,000 US dollar support region. So yeah, it is going to be very interesting about where Bitcoin is going to close its weekly candle, but I do think if we are going to close in towards the green, it's going to be a very exciting next week. We are probably going to have in for us, of course. As well, looking at the daily time frame, we can clearly see right now that Bitcoin has been trading in this uptrend, and Bitcoin has been basically curving up with higher highs and higher lows in this trend here. So what I want to be saying here, trade with the trend is your friend till it ends here. And like you can see here, it was very likely expected that Bitcoin was due for a bounce here towards the upside, and right now we're still bouncing towards these higher regions, so it is indeed looking very interesting. However, I still want to say to you guys out there, if we're currently looking towards this upward sloping support line, right? We're looking for this upward sloping support line. There is still a possibility that we're going to do these similar things like we did last time around here. Because like you can see here, if we're going to look back, and you can clearly see over here is that we wicked very significantly towards the downside, shaked out a lot of these long orders and moved up again. And do note about how these daily candles did close here, right? Like you can see, this was a very strong daily candle close. We moved towards the downside. We traded on 33,000 US dollars, and at the end of the day, we closed it still on 36.5k, right? As well over here, we moved down to 34.4k, but in the end of the day, we closed it at 38.4k. So there's a very big possibility that indeed Bitcoin is going to come down here and maybe flush out some long positions, come down to 35k, and then still close above this upward sloping support line, right? So what I'm doing is that also for my trade, I moved down my extra entry very significantly down, right? I've got another entry in here at 34,000 US dollars. So if the market is deciding to come down here, I've got another entry on 34,000 US dollars. I'm going to enter another time with an approximately 150,000 US dollars on 34,000 US dollars. So that will be basically help me to average down my entry price, average down my my whole trade basically, and of course add more towards my position. So I am actually pretty excited if the market is going to turn down here, because it will allow me to accumulate more in towards this trading position. Then at the same time, we are looking towards this downward sloping previous resistance range that right now is definitely flipping into support, right? So you can see resistance, 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 and here it flipped into support. So also previous resistance / support zone right now flipping into support again. And you can also clearly see that basically we create a symmetrical triangle on the daily triangle. We broke out bullish, came down, retested it, and right now we can start to be moving back up again. So this is actually a pretty strong signal on the daily time frame for Bitcoin that this market indeed can start to be curving back towards higher regions. Then as well, do still note the trend here. Of course, I already told you a moment ago about the trend that we are trading in a significant uptrend, and you can clearly see it on this chart. I quickly make it a little bit more clearer for you guys out there. We formed a market high. Afterwards, we formed a higher high on the market. And on the lower side, we formed a market low, and we formed higher lows along the way up here. So the market is in an uptrend. The market is trading in an uptrend, and I always say follow the trend is your friend till it ends here. And right now we can definitely see, it is not hard to see, probably a 5-year-old can see this as well. We are trading in an uptrend. We are forming higher lows, we're forming higher highs on the market, and this is of course a thing to notice. This is a thing to take in consideration, and please do spot the trend with us here. Then as well, what we can see currently on the 4-hourly time frame, we have seen this very crucial breakthrough of this trend line on the 4-hourly time frame, and this has been actually pretty interesting. Yesterday in my video, my emergency video I dropped out for you guys out there, Bitcoin was basically getting rejected by this region, and right now we broke above it. What I want to be seeing is more volatility getting created. But indeed, we clearly broke above this downward sloping trend line. Beautiful to see, and right now I would love to see, of course, the market turn up again and move up towards these higher regions after seeing this breakthrough on this downward sloping trend line on the 4-hourly time frame. And if we can see this continuation, yeah, things can start to look very good here in towards the end of this week and in towards next week especially. So, yeah, pretty exciting about how the development is currently playing out for Bitcoin. But this could be definitely the signal of this trend reversal. We have been right now trading it for quite a while already, right? Because we've been trading in a downtrend for an approximately, if I say correctly, 15 days right now. And Bitcoin can start to curve back up here very quickly again, since it right now clearly broke up of its downtrend, of course. Then on the 1-hour time frame, Bitcoin is forming some kind of a symmetrical triangle, a bull pennant we can say, because yeah, we create a very significant movement towards the upside. We create an impulsive movement towards the upside, and right now we're consolidating, and of course this is a bullish bias continuation pattern because we formed a bullish movement towards the upside. Right now we're seeing consolidation, and this is likely to be breaking once again further on towards the upside. So I'm actually pretty excited about where this 1-hour time frame is going to be breaking towards, and when it will be breaking. I will be definitely saying, in terms of my prediction, what I do think Bitcoin is going to do is that it is going to be moving big in the coming 10 hours from now on, and that we're definitely going to see more market volatility come towards us, and the chance is very high that we are going to be breaking towards that upside here. Then as well, guys, another very interesting thing to talk about is the Luna Foundation guard balance, because they have been accumulating more Bitcoin ever since Bitcoin has been basically formed that movement towards that $48,000 US dollar, right? So you can see here on March 21st, they were holding approximately 9.5 thousand Bitcoins, and right now they're holding over 42,000 Bitcoins. So they're holding more than 42,000 Bitcoins on their balance sheet. First of all, backing really Luna, and second of all, really adding more buying pressure for Bitcoin, because you can see these companies are already starting to use Bitcoin as their reserve currency, Bitcoin as their basically store of value, and that is very interesting to see, because I do think that's going to become more and more popular. They're like the real big companies in the world right here. So it's pretty interesting. Yesterday they bought an additional 100 million US dollars, like you can see over here. I posted on my Twitter, and as of now on, Luna Foundation Guard holds more than 42,000 Bitcoins. So that's absolutely crazy to see. Then as well, talking about the funding rates, we can currently see funding is still pretty much negative, meaning that there's still a lot of negativity in the market. There's a lot of shorts coming in the market. People are really still anticipating the market is going to come further down here. What I don't really necessarily, I'm not saying we can't go further down here, but I think it's a little bit rational to still short this market after already such a significant drop off. So right now it's pretty interesting. Still negative funding rates, meaning that there could be a potential very big short squeeze on Bitcoin. They're really talking about my trade here. I've been calling my trade in my Telegram group. So far, it's been up 11% here, more than 12,000 US dollars. I'm using a little bit more of my own initial investment rather than higher leverage, because it basically, makes the risk a little bit less on this trade here for the potential reward we're going to be creating here. So I'm actually very happy that I did open this position, and what my real idea is with this position is that I want to be opening a position that I'm going to drive and ride towards the upside for a very long sustainable period of time here. So I'm planning to open this trade over here, only with a 4 weeks leverage, but I'm maybe going to keep it open until Bitcoin reaches 60k, maybe 70k. Once we do really reverse this downtrend, Bitcoin can move up very quickly. And if you then get such a good entry on the 40,000 US dollars with more than 100k entered, I think it's going to be a very powerful position we are in. So yeah, I will keep this trade open right now, and we'll be definitely trying to ride it towards the upside here. So the profits are right now just starting to get in here, and it could be potentially a very, very huge trade in the future. if you do want to be joining me with any trades here, and like I warned you about, I'm opening swing trades. So swing trades is very low risk. It's basically a form of accumulating Bitcoin. I'm using only 4x leverage with a little bit more money, and that's basically accumulating Bitcoin on 40,000 US dollars, because if the market is going to come further down, I'm going to be buying more on leverage, 4x leverage, and if the market does decide to come up again, I am making a ton of Bitcoin, of course. So this is definitely a very interesting strategy, what I'm currently using here. If you're interested in trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies yourself, make sure to check out Bybit in the link in the description. Bybit is currently offering you as well 4,800 US dollars deposit bonus if you do use my link in the description. If you do not use my link in the description, you will be only getting a 400 US dollars deposit bonus. So make sure to use my link in the description right here to claim your deposit bonus. And of course, having such kind of a deposit bonus is very valuable, because I used it as well. I deposited more than 115k here, and I got more than 4,800 US dollars extra that I literally added on the trade since I got this deposit bonus. So that's definitely very interesting to check out here. Then as well, what we can see here on Ethereum is that Ethereum basically has been bouncing very strongly from this downward sloping trend line here, bouncing back towards the upside like you can see. Very strong bounce so far. Ethereum is showing a little bit more strength against Bitcoin over the past days here. Like you can see, it has been holding up a little bit better and stronger against the Bitcoin comparison. But that's mainly because of the merge is going to be coming out here in the coming 12 weeks ahead of ourselves. The merge is basically going to be an update for Ethereum, what's going to be making Ethereum completely proof of stake network, and that is going to be probably bring a lot of hype around it. So yeah, right now there's not a lot of things changed here. I've called that on the 3,000 US dollars. I think it was a very good range for opening long positions on Ethereum, and of course, if you did so, I mean, congratulations, you're making a ton of money right now. So yeah, if you accumulated some positions over there, you did a very great job here. 5.6% up here already from that region, and I personally think there's going to be way more to come in the coming weeks, coming days ahead of ourselves, and especially as soon as the merge is going to close in here, we are going to be making more profits, of course. Trend line to look at is still this downward sloping trend line on the 4-hourly time frame. This could be some problems for the Ethereum price action, but as soon as we do retest it and we break above it, yeah, we are basically once again free to go towards that upside here. And on the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin comparison, yeah, we're just basically consolidating and waiting till we're going to be having a lift off again, because yeah, we are looking very strong, and I don't really think we should be all too bearish on Ethereum right here. And really together with Bitcoin on how it's performing right now and how it's creating this balance and how we are seeing this market structure develop on this higher low structure, I personally think that in general, accumulating altcoins, in general, accumulating Ethereum and Bitcoin right here is not all too bad of a thing here. So I am actually pretty excited, and I do look forward towards how these coming days are looking for this market. So yeah, guys, this was already it for today's update video. If you did enjoy it, smash up the like button, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.